morning. My name is Orhun. I'm coming from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm an architect myself, and my area of expertise is spatial communication, spatial interaction. So I'm teaching the area of interactive exhibiting, how to develop interactive exhibitions, and I'm trying to find out different strategies to enhance interactive exhibiting by making use of digital technologies. The name of the presentation is a case study to make use of cross-channel user experience for interactive exhibition design. This paper is mostly based on the studies that I've maintained with the work with my students in the class. So, as we know, the processing of information has taken over our life with the advancements of the technologies, displaying techniques, and networking systems. And actually, if you reconsider it more, you'll see that it is based on storytelling and mostly the use of information technologies. And it is supported by interaction and experiencing, which makes the foundations for learning. As we all know, most of the institutions are in a kind of transformative period. Their roles and their functions are re-evaluated with the contribution of these technologies and the systems. And also the museums are looking for ways to enhance what experience they are giving to the visitors. So actually there are many steps taken so far. So the museum started to place some terminals or multi-touch displays in order to provide some kind of a level of interactivity, but the thing that they only could maintain the dissemination of information, which is not actually well integrated with an exhibition design. Moreover, they started to place interactive installations, which makes the exhibition design, which increases its level to a higher place, because now the visitor becomes the kinesthetic learner. So he is learning by doing. Actually, this was better than the first version. However, for myself, I'm not satisfied with this participatory thing, because I think being engaged with the space is something different. So I'm going to tell you why I think about this like that. Well, I have to first give you my explanation of an interactive exhibiting. It's an area that aims the visitor to go beyond being the participant and acquire the role of the actor and contribute directly for the realization of the exhibition himself. So he is actually creating his own exhibition. So it becomes more than a participation. However, this study took me for 3 years, and I'm going to introduce you here the last year's work. But let me tell you that in the first year, we focused with my students on the technical qualities of the exhibition design. How can we improve exhibiting in terms of making use of the technology? So we worked on a variety of interaction modes. We tried to contribute to different displaying techniques. And as you can see, this is just one project of one of my students. We tried different placement of displays and networking with the social media and so forth. Then I found out that we became too dependent on the technology, which is not good news, because then the exhibition design turned out to be like a theme park, and I just visioned all the visitors rushing from one interaction to another and maybe losing their concentration on the concept of the exhibition and what the message the exhibition is trying to give. So, the second year, I tried to focus on the functional qualities of exhibition design, so how I can enhance and increase the potential of exhibiting through storytelling and scenography. With our students, we worked on a variety of spaces, like linear spaces or multi-story spaces, to develop exhibition designs, which we worked on how to navigate the visitors with some specific layouts for interactions and different kinds of interaction tools we provided other than displays or some multi-touch surfaces. And we also made good use of, I think, scenography to increase the power of the exhibition. However, what happened is that we had a slightly failing thing, in my opinion, when we come across the multi-story spaces, because for example, you enter from this area, and you make some interactions, you get some idea about what the team is about. So when you move upwards, you cannot carry the information at the downstairs to the upper level. So the information and the experience stays here, but cannot be connected to the other floors. So this is what I try to understand the engagement lies. It is still, in my opinion, fragmented. Either if it's a multi-story space, or it is, let's say, a linear space with divided rooms, room by room. So the unification of the exhibition is not maintained, actually. So now I can say that we are talking about the technical aspects, which are supported by displays or other interactive digital tools, and the functional aspects, which are supported by storytelling and scenography. How about the behavioral aspects of the visitors? Because I think that it must be integrated within the process of design. So the aim of this paper is to provide an alternative structural design for the shared information that will enhance the engagement of the visitor in terms of behavioral aspects. I have to say that there are different levels of information design here, but maybe the ones that I haven't come across, haven't thought about these information design for the behavioral aspects. So, as I said, when it's about technical qualities, there was too much focus on technology. When it's about functional qualities, the spatial unity was lost. And as a result, there was a fragmentation within the unity of the exhibition design. So how can we decrease the fragmentation? I had 3 strategies to go on with the last year's research. The first strategy I acquired was to approach from the point of cognitive psychology. I focused on the visitor experience, the user experience. So in order to find the behavioral qualities, I looked for how people behave for their memories, experiences, emotions, reactions to whatever information they encounter. And I think that these behavioral patterns associated with the local, the exhibition area, should be integrated within the design process. And second strategy, I gave up on the traditional multi-channel user experience. So there are not many more interactive digital tools that are staying side by side. And I prefer to focus on cross-channel user experience. So what do I mean from cross-channel user experience? It is a single service to be spread across multiple channels in such a way that it can be experienced as a whole only by interacting with a few. So even if you interact with all of the devices or some of the devices, the experience that you are going to get out will be more or less the same. So you don't have to rush from one item to another item to see what this exhibition is about. So for the last year, I was really working on transforming the interactive exhibition to an engaging space by making use of these 3 aspects and focusing on the cross-channel user experience. And my third strategy for the design education purposes is to include the rule-breaking methods. I left the traditional methods for design, and I preferred the obstruction methods, which involved placing obstacles in the user's way. So this is what is like, I wanted my students to assume that the user's one of the senses was disabled because of the environmental conditions. Let's say if the environment is too loud, the visitor cannot hear. If the environment is very dark, the visitor cannot see. Or maybe he may not be able to use his hands. So he has to find a way out to go inside and see the exhibition. This all takes place in my spatial interaction design studio, and I worked with 12 undergraduate students, which were just prior to their graduation project. And the steps of the design process was that they did a background research for interactive exhibiting, a review of technological platforms, and the general tendency of the design studio was set to create a disabling environment where the visitor is learning by doing. And afterwards they created a team and a storytelling. They developed some preliminary sketches, and they structured the interaction scenario in terms of activities, actions, and operations. So what happened is that not the whole 12 people succeeded and gave us very good examples of exhibition design, but there were really successful solutions that connect separate and spatially distant interactions and actions. So these projects included the visitors who are disabled by one of their senses, who navigate within the exhibition area, and while they are experiencing, they're also learning about the team. And fortunately, they became the actor of their own on the exhibition. The good, and I think the original part with the successful things was the one thing in common. The students, as the designer of the exhibition, added a mobile or a wearable tool to be carried by the visitors in the whole exhibition design that will connect the pieces of information and combine into one item. So these tools were planned to carry information, to guide for the navigation, to privatize the experience of each visitor, to provide a connection to social media if needed, and to archive each visitor's experience. Now, I've talked too much. I'm going to show you some brief examples to make my statement more clear. The first project that I'm going to show you, the name is Sense I. The motto was master the experience and sharpen your senses. So the student focused on the learning experiences in a blind environment and aimed to enhance the visitor's wayfinding capability by improving his sense of touching. So the wearable tool that he provided for the visitor was an eye bandage with a pair of eyeglasses which collected the digital information. So as you enter the exhibition area, you just get these eye bandages and glasses and you put on and you get yourself into a blind environment. Then you start to experience all different kinds of materials to get the concept of the exhibition design, because it's not easy when you're all blind to go and to react and to go around actually. So as you finish this experiencing course, the initial part, you go up to the first floor with the ramps around, and then there's a labyrinth here actually, which is made up of ropes and with different kinds of nuts. So you go around with the ropes try to find your way out by these different signs that the rope has. And there are some, at the junction points, there are some analog interactions, like rotating or pushing or sliding or pulling, that you are changing the route of your rope and so forth. And afterwards, while you're actually going around and trying to find your way out, the glass is collecting all your information, navigational information around, and it's keeping that information for you. At the basement floor, when you get down to the basement floor, you see some panels. You take the eye bandage out with the glasses. The glasses start to show you your placement rank with some color provided to you by the glass. So each visitor has a color, and then he'll be able to see what is the path that he experienced at the upper level when he was blind. Maybe it's a very mixed path, maybe it's a very simple path, but you will be able to see what he has been through. My second example comes from another student. The name of the project is Dubbing. This project focused on developing each visitor's nonverbal communication and forced them to make use of alternative communication modes, because she thought that there is a manipulative character of words, sentences, and also the language itself. So when I say an apple, you directly understand an apple, but how can you describe an apple? By means of light, temperature, scent, sound, space. You can describe an apple in many, many ways other than saying the apple. So at the introduction phase, she provided a helmet. And all the visitors had one concept to define within the whole area. However, she believed that when a visitor enters an exhibition, they do not exactly show equal attention or concentration or efforts for every interaction. And actually, we human beings, when we are doing some kind of activity, we produce alpha channels from the brain. So she said that I'm going to collect all the alpha channels in this helmet, and I'm going to guide the visitors in terms of their navigation. If they are doing good, if they are showing full commitment to the exhibition, they will be up on the higher level, which has the highest interactivity. But if they are having a loss of attention, or if they don't even care, for sure they don't have to care, then they are going down and having less interaction with the whole exhibition design. And at the end, she also combines these into a hologram. This is going to be given to the visitor as a present, as a reminder for the exhibition. I have so less time, that's why I'm skipping a lot of information. Really? Okay. Very short. This is the House of Media. This is about the consumption of new media and the data. It is structured as a house. You have a plant that you see in the soil, and you have terminals that you get the data from internet or social media. The added tool provided was the flashlight. With the flashlight, you get the information here, and you start using in the, let's say, kitchen, in the restroom, in the living rooms, and so forth. So if the data that you use is inconsistent with what you are doing, then the plant dies here. If it's consistent with what you do, then the plant grows, so you will have a feedback about your own self. So what happened is that, as we know, museums are looking for ways to improve their efficiency. And in order to do this, we do not only have to integrate the functional and technical aspects, but we have to think about the perceptual issues to enhance the behavioral aspects. I think within all these different steps of this research, the exhibition design in my own terms, may reach to a level of maturity. Making use of cross-channel user experience was very beneficial because it provided the designer a holistic approach to maintain both the unity and the originality of the exhibition, so the designer doesn't have to create very, very different interactions and lots of things that the visitor will rush around. He will be just safe to give the experience, the message directly, and the visitor can have his own personalized interpretation of the exhibition. And in terms of the technological use, as you see, each thing, each item there is not placed randomly. It is just because of the needs. So I think this kind of an approach may give to new technological devices, the rise of new technological devices. So as I said, there are some layers, and the museum exhibition should be understood as a layers of art, or as an artifact that has different layers. So we can be away from the stress of using technological innovations or the understanding the spatial geometry. And one good thing which is maybe some further steps more for the study is that there is a sense of constructive sense of meaning making that arises from this research. It brings the possibility to externalize the information by the designer, and then the internalization of the knowledge by the visitor. So if you're interested in such a topic, you can read Activity by Design by Russian constructivists. It's a very nice book. I totally recommend it. So this is all I'm going to say. Thank you very much.